this episode, the next one, and the one after, I'm breaking down Thanksgiving dinner into smaller portions so that you can learn how to make it for yourself should you not be able to attend a Thanksgiving dinner. It doesn't mean you can't miss out on it. So today we are making Thanksgiving sides. We are going to be making some sauteed green beans, Brussels sprouts, glazed carrots, and homemade macaroni and cheese. It's gonna be delicious. Coffee's brewing. For the Brussels sprouts, we're gonna be sauteing these in some onions. I don't know why this keeps doing this. It whistles now. I promise it will end. I promise it will end. It's just incredibly loud. What's going on? Coffee is done after screaming at me. Go. Oh my gosh. I just love coffee. That. So beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. I know. Let's say hi. Say hi. Oh, it's the baby. He's a baby. You're my baby. There we go. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay. Here we go. I can take on the world now. I need a garbage bowl. As always, I do personalized versions of, like, single serving versions of food. That's my ish. Let's check on my. Oh, great. Burnt it. Of course I did. Of course I did. Poor little bagels. Good thing I bought a whole pack of y'all. We're gonna try this again. I'm gonna be watching this mofo. And it's ready. All right. I'm gonna put some cream cheese on this because I'm starving. Cream cheese and a bagel. It's heaven. I just kind of accept that, like, it's just going to be a pure veg out kind of a day. And I'll go right back to being healthy afterwards. Nearly everything you cook or make can be made for one. So when it comes to Brussels sprouts, and I'll show you in the camera here, you just want to take off the first couple layers of the outside. And then they should be fine and good to go. I'm gonna get 2 slices of bacon, and I'm just gonna chop it up because you're gonna be using the fat from the bacon to be frying up the Brussels sprouts. And I'm gonna grab 1 shallot, chop, chop, chop. All right. Got that. I'm gonna crush some garlic. All right, there we go. Done. We're gonna be doing one at a time, just taking it easy. That looks good. Bacon looks like it's doing okay. So I'm gonna add the Brussels sprouts and the shallots right now. So one of the things that I have learned to not do cooking is I love onions and garlic a lot. So I kind of put that in everything as a base. But the thing is if you're making sides like this and you put onions and garlic in all of them, you can kind of have all the same flavors. So in this one, I'm only doing shallots. For the green beans, I'm only doing garlic, just to keep the flavors diverse, right? You want each side to be its own star. And you can't do that if you're kind of using the same base flavors for everything, which is kind of like that's what I want to do. So I'm resisting. All right, here we go. Ooh, yes. Very nice. They're getting browned. Looks beautiful. And if y'all don't have this, I'm telling you, you need it. It is a lifesaver, and it adds so much flavor, and you don't have to buy broth or stock all the time when you have this. I'm gonna put a little bit of honey in there as well, and then balsamic vinegar later. Mixing this together, it's just hot water, honey, and some of this better than bouillon. But we'll see. Ooh, you can hear it. A little bit of this. Just a little of that. Oh my god. It smells so fucking good. I might add some more water just so that we give that vinegar enough time to like burn off. Now, one thing that's really important when you're cooking with vinegar is you have to make sure the vinegar, part of the vinegar is burnt off. You do not want to rush this or take it off the heat sooner than you need to. There's no other way to test it. You just smell it. It smells like vinegar, it's still there. And you don't want all of the liquid to burn off, because one, it's nice to have a little bit of a sauce, but two, the balsamic vinegar that we put in here what technically people call it like breaking the sauce, but it can turn really hard and brittle at the bottom of the pan, so you don't want that, right? Next, I'm going to start the green beans. So I'll do half butter, half oil, and that's so that the butter does not burn. All it is like butter, oil, garlic, salt, and green beans. We'll be adding the garlic and the green beans at the same time because we do not want to burn the garlic. It's very simple. There's nothing complicated about this. It still tastes good. It's okay for the garlic to be a little brown, but it goes real fast from browned to burnt. You really want to avoid that, so you really gotta wash it. So next is we're gonna be prepping the green beans. We're basically just sauteing the carrots with salt, brown sugar, and if you have it, white pepper, and that's it. About that much. So, a little bit. Butter is ready, so we're gonna take our carrots that we chopped up and put them in. So, I'm gonna add a little bit of syrup and a little bit of this sugar. Mix that around. Oh my gosh. Wow. Never made carrots like this, but you know what? Don't think it's gonna be the last time. Look at how beautiful those look. All right. A little bit more coffee. Everything's just bubbling away. This is like one of those little moments in cooking where you can like take a breather and kind of sip a cup of coffee. We're gonna start making the macaroni and cheese. Yes. Just start boiling that. Bake at 325. Start. When you do grate cheese, you want to keep it in the fridge right up until you need to grate them, because grating room temperature cheese is a nightmare. There we go. I'm gonna grate this cheese. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt to this water. We always salt our pasta water, always. And you're gonna want to undercook the pasta a little bit, because then we're putting everything in the oven, right, to bake. So we're making the base of the cheese sauce, which is butter and flour. And then we're gonna be adding the half and half in the milk. We're gonna take it off of the heat, then add the cheese and the spices, pour it over we're gonna drain the pasta, pour it over the pasta, add a little bit of extra cheese on top, and bake it. It's gonna be wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, put that over there for a second while I figure this math out. Oh, these ratios. A little over a fourth, a little over a half a cup. Okay, I can do this, y'all. I can do this. Get back on the horse. Okay, got a whisk. All right, 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, 2 tablespoons of flour, around 3/4 a cup of milk, and half and half. We don't want it to be well cooked pasta, because it's going to continue to cook in the oven. Yeah, it's a little undercooked. That's what we want. Perfect. This is a really good base for almost any sauce you want to make. Butter and flour are really amazing for that. So we're gonna put about a third. We're gonna put about a third of this half and half in milk mixture in. Oh wow, that was already quite thick. That is interesting. It almost looks like mashed potatoes. Huh. Right, then we're gonna put the rest in there. So, I'm gonna add one of these 3 piles, because they said to divide it into third. I'm gonna mix this in till it's well combined. Man, this is work. Okay, that's combined. I'm gonna do one more. My wrist. All right, so we got the pasta. Putting the cheese mixture on top. It is like really thick. So we're mixing this all together, and then we're gonna put it in a baking dish with the last 1/3 of the cheese on there and let it do its thing. I hope this works out okay. My poor wrist doesn't want to do this anymore. Next, put this in. Okay, I'm gonna sprinkle this cheese over it. All right, there we go. It's gonna go in the oven. Let's check on the mac and cheese. Okay. Ooh. Coming towards the end. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Okay. That looks good. Clear off. All right, guys. Time has come to present these wonderful Thanksgiving sides, okay? In this episode, you got to learn how to make glazed carrots. This was with butter, brown sugar, salt, and white pepper. Super classic dish. Next, we've got the sauteed Brussels sprouts in bacon and balsamic vinegar and a little bit of honey and beef broth. Freaking delicious and beautiful. Next, we've got, I don't like green bean casserole, so we made some sauteed green beans just in butter and garlic and salt. Classic, simple, amazing, very delicious. And then finally, for today's episode, the star of everything is the macaroni and cheese. Look at that. That is made from scratch macaroni and cheese, and it's bubbling. It smells wonderful. I can't wait to dig into all of this. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye, guys.